Welcome to RetroLogic, episode 58. I'm Dan Caparello here with Sam Wagers, and John Cummins is back. He's back.
I'm back.
He has come back to us. And this week we also have a very special guest, our very own Hambone Johnny from the internet. But RetroLogic isn't just a podcast, it's also a community. Visit the retrologic.games website, scroll down, click the Discord link, and join the least toxic bunch of retro gamers on the internet. We have weekly giveaways, question submissions, collection show and tell, and more games, all kinds of stuff going on in there. Join today. Now that that's out of the way, guys, how is everybody doing? I have so much I want to ask you guys, except for you, Sam, because you and I have been together every week for the past 3 weeks, but the other two, it's like, who are these strangers in my midst? Johnny, first, you. Yeah. What's going on, man? How are you doing? It's been probably, It's been probably 6 months or more since you were on.
Probably about 6 months, yeah. Yeah, things are going great. Thanks for asking. I've got the week off from work here, so living the life here in the Northeast. Full on fall season, so I was raking some leaves today.
There you go.
Chopping some wood. You know, all the manly flannel things. So
doing some IRL
having a good old time here.
IRL Animal Crossing at your house.
For real. Yeah. Although my axe didn't break, so I think I'm okay.
That's good. It's good.
You didn't have to craft a new one out of sticks.
And John, you've been MIA, dude. MIA.
Feels like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. You have been missed. There's been a lack of John on this podcast, and we're so glad that you're back. Anything new since you've been gone 2 weeks? What's the update? What's going on?
Well, I missed the first show ever 2 weeks ago.
That's true.
Due to a family emergency.
You went a whole year.
I did. I went over. Yeah, it was over a year.
So I think you deserve a little break.
Yeah. and then to top that off, I was primed and ready to come back, and then I got COVID.
Bro,
so that was fun. Yeah, no, it was bad. My wife and I both got it, so I put us down and had to take care of all the kids were at home quarantining with us, so that was all fun. So moral of the story is if you're going to get sick, have teenager kids to help you take care of your little kids.
Yeah.
Makes things easier.
Built-in babysitters, huh?
Yeah. It's,
right.
I mean, it's a bad deal, but everyone survived and we're all healthy again.
Yeah, good. Well, we're glad you're healthy, glad you're back. Glad that you're on episode 58. So, Sam.
Yes.
Sam, anything new in your life? What's going on, dude?
No, I'm just here chilling out. I made cookies Thursday. That's like the big life event.
Sam
they
never
were
left.
really good cookies though, and they were shaped like dinosaurs.
Heck yeah.
Okay. And they had all kinds of weird ingredients in them. Candied orange peel, sugar beet syrup. Getting real experimental there.
See, this is the kind of hard-hitting content you don't get anywhere else. If you want to see pictures of these cookies, you got to hit up that Discord community.
That's what kept me going. Absolutely. I wasn't eating any cookies, but I could look at all the cool stuff that Sam was making.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's jump right into our icebreaker, guys, and we're going to start with Hambone Johnny here. But before you say what you bought, what you played, why don't you tell the people where they can find you and what you do on the internet?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I'm at Hambone Johnny on both Twitter and Twitch. I stream about twice a week, usually Wednesdays and Sundays, and right around 9 o'clock Eastern. Focus on more like retro stuff on Wednesdays or something with a retro spin, and then more modern, usually Xbox stuff on Sunday nights. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity to throw that out there.
Sweet. We are definitely Xbox fans around here, and if you want to go give Johnny a follow on Twitch, that would be awesome. We would appreciate that. Also, thanks. What did you buy? What did you play this week, man?
Yeah. So bought a few things. Some of it dovetails into what I've played, but I bought both Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, Legend of Zelda games. So super pumped to play those. Never had those before.
The cartridges?
And I also got a good deal on the guide as well. So
you got the cartridges?
Cartridges, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Got both carts. So really pumped. Two different sellers that seem to be in good condition. The startup. So I'm happy.
And that guide's hard to get a hold of. That's a good one.
Yeah, and it's in great condition too.
Is it like
I
a
got
combo?
it for like $15.
Combo guide?
Yeah, it's a combo guide. Yeah, it's really cool. Well, I started looking at that because I was playing Minish Cap on stream over the last couple of weeks, and I was like, you know what? I love that game. It's my only second playthrough, and I was like, you know what? I think it's time to check out these Oracle games. So I actually started looking for the carts and stumbled upon the guide first. I was like, oh, well, if I can't find the carts, I'm probably going to just get the guide and flip through it. But I don't know. Just late night Mercari, it gets you, you know.
It gets you every time.
You guys know how that goes.
Every time.
So, yeah. So the other game I picked up actually earlier today on my day off, one of the things I did is hit the local and picked up a copy of Vigilante 8 on N64. So it's one of my old favorites. Never owned it, but a good rental back in the day. So excited for that one.
I think that's one of John's favorites. Isn't that one of your favorites, John? Yeah.
I played a lot of it, yeah, when I was a kid.
Let's hope that comes to NSO. We can do some tournaments online.
Yes.
Yeah, that game's super fun. But yeah, a couple other things I've been playing. GTA San Andreas, the remastered, came out on Game Pass. I think I played that through that game like 2 or 3 times already, but it's probably my favorite GTA. So just stumbling my way through that again. Mario Party Superstars. I don't know if you guys have picked that up yet, but that's a blast. No pun intended.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun, obviously with friends, and my wife loves playing that too, so that's a good time. And then the last game I wanted to mention was Echo Generation. So I don't know if you guys have heard about this one. It's a new like indie title, voxel art. It's kind of got like a Stranger Things sort of vibe, but the gameplay is like Mario RPG. So it's really, really interesting. Kind of a simple RPG, but all the combat is time based. Like different attacks, like you might have to look at a stoplight and on the 4th like light hit the button, or another attack could be a circle that's moving around the screen and you have to do a quick time event to stop sort of the reticle right in the middle of it to execute like a perfect attack. So that coupled with a pretty cool story, it's a good time.
Okay, not on Switch, but it is on Steam. So
It's fun. I definitely recommend it.
This looks great. This art style is really doing it for me.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm intrigued when I'm immediately Googling a game right after you tell me about it. That's the telltale sign. But yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm downloading it on Game Pass right now.
There you go. There you go. You got John's interest too. Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Great. Good deal.
Yeah,
Thanks, Johnny.
me, man.
Awesome.
Sure.
Sam, what about you, man? Bought and played.
Yeah, so my copy of Maximo Army of Zen did come in. I'd ordered that some time ago. I think I'd said that after I beat the first Maximo game. So pretty excited to have that. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. One thing I was interested to learn about that game, actually, specifically the follow-up sequel, just because this game seems to have faded into obscurity.
Yeah.
But Army of Zen, the second game as a follow-up to the first one, which apparently did well enough, it got a sequel. The sequel had a toy line. I've seen, just when I was like Googling it on eBay, like there are action figures of Maximo.
What?
Yeah.
What do these go for?
Not
Dan's
too
buying all
much.
these now.
The
No, I'm not.
Maximo in boxer shorts is the most expensive one, it seems. He's like $48 or something. But the rest of them were, like
Wow.
12 to 18 bucks. I
Well-
don't think they're very like large, but
Yeah, I would imagine, because like action figures are so weird. Like if it's not like a highly sought after known current IP, then there almost aren't, like nobody's interested. Like complete in box Earthworm Jim action figures that aren't just Jim are like $15-20, and which like boggles the mind. But
I just found that weird, like, because I mean, I had to like dig that out of the back of my memory, like, oh yeah, there was this Ghost and Goblins like revival that no one talks about anymore. But it's like, oh yeah, apparently it was a big enough deal to have its own toys back in the day. But
incredible.
the other thing I picked up, you talk about late night Mercari getting you. I don't know if you guys are aware, but pricecharting.com has a wish list feature. And if you have an account and you keep a wish list, you will get emails when somebody puts a game up for sale that's below the charted value.
Nice.
And when you have like $50 in your PayPal account from selling Amiibo, and you just see something and you want it, you just kind of buy it. It's dangerous. So that is what happened to me, and this finally came in. This is a game called Silhouette Mirage. When I saw this, I didn't even immediately remember what it was, but then I remembered why I wishlisted it. Because this is another game from Treasure.
Yeah.
And pretty much in a short description of it, it's pretty much the quintessential game from Treasure. Not that it's their best game per se, but it kind of has elements of Ikaruga and Gunstar Heroes and Mischief Makers all kind of rolled into one.
Yeah.
So it is like a 2D side-scrolling platformer shooter, but your main character, Shaina, has these... she's like split down the middle with like a red side and a blue side, and you have to hit enemies with opposite attributes to damage them. They're all color-coded, red and blue. They're called Silhouette and Mirage, or pink and blue, more so pink than red. And based on which direction she's facing, that changes your attribute. So, like, if you are currently facing to the right and you're aligned with Mirage, which is the pink one, I think. I might have it backwards. You will actually have to, like, get to the other side of that enemy to hit them with the Silhouette to actually take them out.
Oh, yeah.
But you can also switch, but it does like cost a lot of your meter and stuff. So there's a lot of layers onto it. I haven't gotten far in the game yet, but I did play that, played through like the first 2 levels. I had a lot of fun with it. It is just such a Treasure Games game that I'm really excited to play more of it, and I'll probably be streaming it tomorrow night. So yeah, this is the PlayStation 1 version. It originally came out for Saturn. And was ported to PlayStation 1. The Saturn game did not release outside Japan.
Man, I've definitely heard of this game, but I'm looking at the gameplay right now on YouTube, and I have never seen this thing in my life. But the name sounds so familiar, so I'm sure at some point it was like talked about or whatever. But that whole like going back and forth mechanic between the red and blue, it looks like they do some really cool stuff with it. Like there's some segments where she's like walking on the ceiling, so it's all switched around. Like it looks really crazy, and the art style is really, really cool. Like very like Saturday morning cartoon, like almost like Powerpuff Girls style. Like
Jojo.
Yeah, no, very like harsh lines. I
will say, just because like I mean, lately I've been looking at a lot of Treasure's games, and like some of the character designs actually remind me a lot of Stretch Panic, which is another like very obscure game of theirs. But just they have a couple characters that have these weird like elongated faces, and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like the little demon guys in Stretch Panic.
Very cool, man. I want to see some streaming of that later. Let's get some of that up there.
Yeah, so stay tuned to that on the RetroLogic Twitch channel, which is RetroLogic Games on Twitch. I feel like we should mention that because...
yeah, we probably should.
Yeah.
I used
RetroLogic Games is the Twitch channel. So I usually stream on Tuesdays. Dan is working on getting his stream Dan Cave set up so he can do some streaming.
Yes.
Stay tuned for more on that.
I used to stream every Monday, and I haven't all summer, and now it's winter, and I still not streaming. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. Awesome. Thank you, Sam. John, it's been a while. Tell us about the time off and what you've been doing. Not that you had a vacation, but you know, I mean, I'm assuming you played games while you were.
I did have, yeah. I had a little bit more time to play games. I didn't pick up near as many things. I didn't do any late night Mercari lookups, or I don't. Those emails sound dangerous to me, so I probably will stay away from that. But I did pick up WarioWare Touched for the DS. I think I only have one more left to get, and I have them all. And I think I need Twisted still.
Like the most expensive one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, more than likely. I think I looked at it. There's not a whole lot of them out there. Like, even the ones I find, they're not majorly overpriced. They just don't last long.
Yeah, and like the story there is that it came out after the DS, like a little bit after. So
Yeah.
like, everybody bought the DS and was like, why would we buy the GBA game when Touch is coming out?
Yeah, I was
came
gonna
out.
say Touch was
So-
on its heels too, wasn't it?
It was man, Touch was either the month before or the month after. I don't remember which is which, but yeah, that kind of put the death nail in Twisted, which is a shame because Twisted is my favorite. My favorite. Sorry.
Nice.
Go ahead.
I picked up Sands of Destruction for the DS. This is a really interesting title that I didn't even know existed. I was at the local and just seen it in the case, and I was like, what is this game? And then I did some looking on it, and turns out it is an RPG with a pretty good pedigree of people that have worked on it. A lot of the same key designers that worked on Xenogears, Grandia, Drakengard, and Etrian Odyssey.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's definitely an old school RPG. I'm pretty interested to fire it up. I haven't had a chance yet, but that's one I plan to get to next when I get a chance. I got the legendary Starfy for the DS.
Nice.
And I also got Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 for the Xbox 360, and I got these from Zach
Oh,
on our
sweet.
Discord.
Yeah,
they
he's been
finally-
throwing stuff up on the
finally came in.
marketplace. So great
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Those came in, and haven't had a chance to play those either. I got a lot of time with my Switch over the last week, so I played mostly stuff that I've been meaning to play. And you were asking about this one, Zen, the Intergalactic Ninja for the Game Boy.
Yeah. Sounds like a fake game.
It is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle copy game.
Oh, I see.
It's based off of an 80s comic book about an alien ninja. And then I also picked up Final Fantasy for the PSP. This was like, I don't even know why. It's one of the last ones I needed for the PSP to have all the Final Fantasy games, so I went ahead and picked it up. As far as what I was playing, while I was sick, I played 3/4 of the way through Bug Fables in like one go. I just like sat down and played. The game's awesome. And I played almost all the way through Metroid Dread, and I'm at the last boss, and like I just didn't have the energy to do it, so I put it down for a minute. I got to go back.
Yeah.
So we were playing. I was too drained to evade the attacks and everything. I was like, I need to play a game that doesn't require any kind of twitch movements that I can just choose from a menu. So that was Bug Fables.
Sweet. That's good.
And then the other game, I put a ton of time into the Outer Worlds, which this is one that I picked up out of the bargain bin, but I'm a really big Fallout fan, and I knew that this one was going to catch my interest pretty quick as soon as I started playing it. I just wanted to wait till I had more time, which over the last week I did. So
What are you playing it on?
on the Switch,
Oh, okay.
it looks like Do, but
Yeah, I was going to ask you if like they patched it, if it looks any better, or if it's like playable, or
it
not,
looks
or what.
it looks a little bit better, but it still looks like Do.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're looking out, I don't. It's like 10 feet in front of you. It's a blur
man.
of the scenery, but it's one of those that the gameplay's fun enough and the story is gripping enough that I can kind of look past it. It doesn't bother me as much.
That's
I
how
have
I
plenty
was.
I could have played it anywhere else, but
That's how I was with Doom when I played on the Switch, where it was like I don't know what I'm missing, and they maintained like the gameplay of it, so I'm having a blast, and I beat it. So
well, I mean, Fallout games are like Borderlands to me. Like I could sit and just get engrossed and sit and play them. nonstop. I think I had almost 300 hours in Fallout 4 before I was done, and I still never finished it.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Getting tied up.
We've talked about that before. That was Fallout 3 for me. We've definitely talked about that before. Maybe I'll check out.
It was New Vegas for me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Now we have all three.
Those games. You'll just get off on a side quest, and then you're like, man, I wonder what this side quest is, and then you go grab that, and then just keep bouncing off side quests. I never even finished the game. I always just keep getting tied up on stuff. But yeah, no. Other than the looks. I mean, a lot of it's not terrible. If you're in the like dungeon areas, what I consider a dungeon as far as Fallout goes, or these types of games, they all look fantastic. Like cool. It's all close up enough. There's nothing you're looking really far. It's only whenever you're out in the open area that it's kind of gross. But no, that's what I've been playing.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, John, and welcome back again.
Yeah.
I didn't really play anything like video games wise, or buy anything. I'm not, no late night Mercaris for me. For the like, I've just been basically working 6 to 7 days a week. Like wedding season, October, November around here is pretty crazy. So I've been busting my butt there. But I have been playing a little game called Still Cleaning My Garage. Which is not as fun as it sounds, I promise you. But, slowly but surely progress is being made. I just did a bunch tonight where I moved a bunch of pieces of furniture over to where everything's going to be. I have to get rid of the couch. And then tomorrow I'm going to do that. And then there should be some time tomorrow to hopefully get things like where they're going to be. And then I can start putting things back on shelves. And then work on the rest of the garage.
So that gameplay... kind of like Luigi's Mansion plus unpacking.
It's very much like Pushmo meets freaking like unpacking, or like
maybe
Tetris.
A little Tetris in there, yeah. And then
your couch is basically a Tetramino.
Well, and then last week Seth talked about this game. I think it's called Unpacking, where you're literally just like putting stuff back on the shelf, and that's the other game that this is. So. It's not a video game, but it is something. It is what it is, guys. What do you say we play some Prices Retro, huh? If this is your first time playing Prices Retro with us, this is how we play. I'm going to list off 4 or 5 games. That's the lot. And you're going to guess how much that lot is worth in total, all the games together in dollars and cents. Everybody's going to guess around the horn, and then whoever is the closest to guessing the actual price wins that lot. Everybody has their own list, and everybody guesses, and then at the end, whoever was the closest to the prices, and whoever had the most wins, because sometimes those are different, they win. We also have Poltergeist, who is a ghost who always guesses 300 on every lot. And we have 4 guest lists. Nope, sorry, John's here. So really it's 3 guest lists and 4 hosts. Whew. John, are you ready for this? Because we threw you in with the Sharks coming back.
I was going to say, I'm going to have to get back in the group, but Sam did a fantastic job filling in while I was out.
Oh, maybe.
He may have
broke the ghost.
Yeah, he may have broken the ghost.
Well, I didn't get a chance to explain to him how the ghost works on my sheet, and I couldn't find a really great way to do it. Other than
last week, I just entered 300s in the guest slot because we only had 3 people, so
that worked.
Yeah.
We had a spare slot. I just put that in that way.
All right.
Yeah, I won't explain it here, but I'll fill you in whenever we get out of here, just in case you have to do it again.
Sam, why don't you go first?
All right, I will get us started then. Yeah. You can probably guess the theme, but I'll just leave it a mystery.
Treasure games.
Unless you figure it out. Yep, they're treasure games. Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn. Complete in box. I think we've used this one before, but
Sega Saturn, did you say?
Sega Saturn Complete. Advance Guardian Heroes for the Game Boy Advance, loose.
Oh, loose. Okay.
Tiny Toon Adventures Scary Dreams for the Game Boy Advance, loose. And Gradius 5 for the PlayStation 2, complete. So the Game Boy Advance games are loose. The console games are complete in box.
All right. I have a number. I'll go first here. I've got 375.
Gosh dang it, Dan.
You what? Just go $1 above or below me.
I'll do 370. Yeah, I had the exact same thought in my
That's
head.
wow.
Well, good. It's good that you guys have thoughts because I don't. So I'm going to say 450.
All right, 370, 375, 450. You're all pretty close. The total is $400.79.
Oh, nice. I think that's me. If I'm
Yep,
doing my math
Dan is
correctly.
closest.
That is you.
Guys, I've been cleaning up Prices Retro. Y'all need to step it up. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Guardian Heroes is the most expensive on the list, complete for the Sega Saturn, $201.70. Advanced Guardian Heroes is $29.09. That's loose.
That'd be more expensive.
Tiny Toon Adventures Scary Dreams is $100 loose.
What in the
I am
world?
actually a little surprised it's not higher, because this is a North American version of a game that didn't actually come out in North America. Like,
Well,
they made some and they made their way onto eBay like several years after the fact.
Oh my.
So it ought to be incredibly rare, and its price only shows it as moderately rare. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know how many of these are actually out there. But the game did not officially release in North America. It only came out in Japan and Europe. And
So
they were planning it, and then they canceled it. They were planning a North American release, and they canceled it. So that's specifically the title Scary Dreams. In Europe, it was released as Buster's Bad Dream. It's just a very weird
That is weird.
circumstances around it.
It's weird that they would cancel it when they had cartridges printed.
Yeah, I don't know. But apparently that's the case, at least according to what research I was able to dig up on it. Anyway, Gradius 5 for the PlayStation 2, $70 complete.
Yep,
All right.
There you go.
Neato. Thank you, Sam. I'll go next. Because I want to. Okay, we've got... see if you guys can guess the theme. Also, should be pretty easy. We've got Einhander for the PlayStation, complete in box. If you need a genre, just let me know. Grandia 3 for the PlayStation 2, complete in box. Dragon Warrior 4 for the NES, loose. And Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation, complete in box. Numbers, please.
Stick with 450. I'm going 450 again.
Oh my gosh.
We got a second ghost on our hands.
I'm going to say 250.
Okay.
I was thinking 270.
All right. Actual retail price is $355.77. So you guys were kind of hovering around there. Einhander is 150.81. Grandia 3 is 40 even. Dragon Warrior 4 is 133.92, and Final Fantasy Tactics is 31.04. These are all games that were published by either Square or Enix or Square Enix. Just games on my mind, if you were, if you were, if you would, if you will, if I will. Next up, let's do Johnny. You want to go next?
Yeah,
I'll
I'll go next.
Let's do it.
All right, so I've got 4 games here. The first is Rush 2 Extreme Racing USA for the N64, complete in box.
Ooh.
The next game is RC Pro-Am 2 for the NES, loose.
Okay.
Next game is Twisted Metal 2 for PlayStation, complete in box. And the last game is Demolition Man for Sega CD. Loose.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, some Stallone action there.
Stallone and Snipes.
And Snipes, yeah.
The classic.
Okay.
And Sandra Bullock, I guess you can.
Yeah.
She's in it.
All right, good deal. All right, I'll go first again. I've got 280 on you.
I'm going to go 250 again.
I know I'm usually wrong when I think it's way lower, but I'm going to say 150.
Okay, the
Risque.
total price. We do total price and then list it off, right?
Yes, sir.
Total price is $220.87.
Oh, who is that? Is that John? Is that you?
Me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was John. So Rush 2 was $36.48. RC Pro Am 2 was $98.42.
Wow.
Twisted Metal.
That's the one I got wrong.
Yeah. It's. I think it's one of the. They said it was one of the games you can use the four player tap.
Oh, nice.
That's why it's a little sought after.
Yeah.
It's also on the Rare Replay, by the way. Twisted Metal 2 was $26.07, and Demolition Man for the Sega CD was $59.90.
You just never know with those Sega CD, Sega Saturn games.
No.
I went way higher on that. Awesome. All right, John, your turn, dude.
Alrighty. So, first game on my list is the legendary Starfy for the DS, complete in box. Second game is Blazing Star for the Neo Geo, complete in box.
What in the world?
It's a shoot 'em up.
I know, but Neo Geo, come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't know Neo Geo games.
You think you would by now? I think I've listed most of them in this game. Lunar, the Silver Star for the Sega CD, complete in box. And Star Force for the NES, complete in box.
Star Force, complete Star Force.
Another shoot 'em up.
I think it's my turn to go first.
Go ahead.
I have no idea. 250.
250? Oh, wow. Okay, I said 480.
I've got 360.
You're like right in the middle there. Okay.
All right. The total for my lot is $528.84.
Yes.
Well, it's not Starfy.
That was Lunar, probably.
No.
That's the only one of those I had any good guess on.
So the legendary Starfy, complete in box for the DS, is $20.94. Blazing Star for the Neo Geo, complete in box, is $293.90. Lunar, the Silver Star, complete in box for the Sega CD, is $175. And Star Force, complete in box for the NES, is $39.
What is Star Force?
It's a shoot 'em. I think it's a house.
Game. See, there's so many like Starland,
Tecmo.
Lord of like Time Lord, so many like weird 2-word crazy NES games. I lose track of them.
There's also Mega Man Star Force.
There is.
Well, I guess
This
there
is
is
not that game.
Okay, guys, we have 3 guests this week who have lists for us. Starting off strong with our good friend Galaxy Wolf, who's been pretty consistent sending us lists every week. Here is his list of games. Okay, I have to do a thing where I go back and forth now to write down my numbers. So, the first one is We Play Motion for the Wii, loose. Yoshi's New Island for the 3DS, loose. Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games for the 3DS, loose. Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World for the 3DS, loose. These are all loose, man. Hey Pikmin for the 3DS, loose. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey for the 3DS, loose. And Balan Wonderworld for the Switch, loose. Okay. So quite a few there. I'll give you guys a second.
$100.
Okay, John, since you're already throwing your numbers down. I've got 150. Bow, 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 dow.
95.
Oh, sorry, Sam. I was at 165. A lot of math on that one.
Yeah, dude, lots of games. Johnny says 165. Sam, what'd you say?
95.
95. All right, everybody's numbers locked in there, John?
Yep.
Okay. Actual retail price is $142.66. Yes. We have Wii Play Motion for the Wii loose, $16.25. New Yoshi's Island is $12.99. Mario and Sonic at the Rio Olympic Games, blah blah blah, $17.57. Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, $25.50. Hey Pikmin is $17.99. Yoshi, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story for the 3DS, $25.99. Sorry, $35.99. Balan Wonderworld for the Switch, $16.37. Again, the total $142.66. The theme is Arzest Corporation, a mixed bag. Anybody know what that means?
Is Arzest Corporation like a publisher? Or
I don't know what that is. I'm going to Google it.
Arzest
is a Japanese video game development company that develops games for video game consoles. So maybe they... Oh, yeah, here it is. Here's a list of their games. Yep.
I'm honestly surprised Hey Pikmin can command that high of a price.
It's much better remembered than the other one of those, which is the Chibi Robo game. I actually need to pick it up. I don't have it.
So it's basically like a port house for these for the 3DS, right?
Yeah, kind of. And then Balan, which I guess they ported. Yeah. So they're probably just a port house. Flightsy coming in with a list for us, flying in. Of course. So here he goes. We have to... So this is his theme, or what we have to guess, is all the games. It's called All the Games. Okay. He has 7 games. Whew, you guys are getting long with these guest lists. I'm going to have to put a cap on that maybe. I don't know. Keep changing the rules on you guys, but, I know I love you. Cuphead for the Xbox One, complete in box. Epic Mickey for the Wii, complete in box.
Epi.
Phineas and Ferb Ride Again for the DS, complete in box. Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the Wii, complete in box. No, wrong number, Dan. Stop typing wrong numbers. Gravity Falls Legend of the Gnome Gemulets for the 3DS, complete in box. The Garfield Show Threat of the Space Lasagna for the Wii, complete in box. That's it. I've got $60.
I'm gonna say 100 again.
What do we got, guys?
Oh, I'm high this time. 115.
Ooh.
I'm at 165.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see what we got here.
You only thought you were high, Sam.
Actual retail price is $280.29.
Closest by
I'm always low.
Johnny, you won one.
Oh, no. Well, Ghost.
Yeah.
I think, was I ghosted there?
Oh, no, the Ghost beat you on that one, yeah.
Yeah, well.
But I mean, you're the best human player. He has honorable mentions, which I'm going to just list off. An MLB game, an Avatar game, an Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Simpsons Hit and Run, DuckTales, Nickelodeon All-Star, Kingdom Hearts, Battle for Bikini Bottom, all that stuff. And his theme explanation. All the games is a play on Looney Tunes. That's all, folks. I know it's not a good name, but I asked 3 other people for better names, including Galaxy Wolf, and none of them delivered. I prioritized personal collection and made it to make my list. I like when people do that. Use their own collection to make a list. It's kind of cool. I own or have owned all these first 4 games, and Gravity Falls is one of my favorite cartoons, which is why a large number of arguably more deserving games are mere honorable mentions. Pokemon Yellow is an exception. It's on the list because I thought the cartoon connection is particularly interesting. It is a remake of Gen 1 Pokemon, but loosely based off the anime. Of course, Garfield is in there for the memes. Did I read Pokemon Yellow?
You did not.
Well, then we can't use that list in our pricing because I messed up. God dang it. I am sorry, guys.
Win is negated.
That's my bad. No, Johnny, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, man.
That's why I was like, Pokemon Yellow, when did he slip that in?
Guys, I'm only human, okay? I'm only human. I have to go back and forth. It's a lot. It's a lot over
Was
here.
Pokemon Yellow loose?
Pokemon Yellow was complete in box.
Oh, there you go, right there. That's almost $200.
That's basically $200 would have changed my guess completely.
Exactly.
Actually, I would have been dead on if I mentioned that. So, that's my bad, and we're gonna move on. And Flightsy, I apologize profusely. You know, I'm only human here doing a live podcast with trying to do some trivia here. Let's move swiftly on, though, to our final community guest list, which is from our good friend Seth over at the All N Nintendo podcast. Go check them out. ALL space N podcast. Here is the list of games. Blinks the Time Sweeper for the Xbox, complete in box. Nintendogs Plus Cats, Golden Retriever, and New Friends for the 3DS, complete in box. Oops. Netflix Felix the Cat for the Game Boy, complete in box. Netflix the Cat.
Netflix the Cat.
And Garfield Gets Real for the DS, complete in box. Sure, those are all wonderful.
Wait, what was
games.
the second one again?
Felix the Cat for the Game Boy, complete in box.
I thought that was the third one.
The second one was Nintendogs Plus Cats Golden Retriever.
Oh, Nintendogs Plus Cat.
Yeah.
And that's complete?
These are all games with cats in them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's the thing. Because of our Garfield conversation last episode where I pooped on the cat. Pooped on him. Okay, my guess is $60. What do y'all have to say?
I'm going to say 55.
Okay. What do y'all got?
I've got 90.
This is Felix the Cat for the Game Boy?
Felix the Cat for the Game Boy.
Complete?
Complete.
Complete. 270.
Ooh, okay. Taking a risk.
People love Felix. Love Felix.
Coming in hot. Or it's just a rare game. We don't know. Here we go. Total $280.12, Sam.
I looked up Felix the Cat recently. I have that game.
No way.
Actually, no. I think my brother has that game. I know it's like something like 80, 90 loose. So I was like, okay, the complete is probably like 200.
That's insane, man.
Wow.
Blinks the Time Sweeper, 1203. Nintendogs is 1860. Felix the Cat, 241.50. Amazing. Garfield Gets Real for the DS, $7.99. The cheapest game for the cheapest cat. Thank you, Seth. That was awesome. That was fun. And John, who won that round? I think it was obviously Sam. And who won the game?
All
Not
right.
Sam.
So, actually, no, Sam did win the game. Or no.
What?
No. Hold on. Hambone Johnny
What?
won.
I was going to say, I think I lost
no way.
like every round, so.
Unless my sheet's broken. Hold on.
Sam broke the sheet.
I probably
There's no way I won.
Hold on a second.
You
Let me
copied the
look
sheet, though.
real quick.
All right, we're gonna do some quick while John is figuring that out. I have a game. I did my own spot the fake game. So what I'm gonna do is list off 4 games. Okay, all of these games are actual games, video games you can play and buy in North America, except for one. One of them I made up, and you have to guess. And so what I think I'm going to do is you guys as a team of 3 need to agree on which one is the fake game, and we'll see how good you guys are with your knowledge in your head combined. John, how you doing?
I'm almost there.
Okay, cool. I'll wait to list it off until you're ready. But that's the thing. I actually had a lot of fun making this, and I hope we get a few more people sending in spot the fakes, because I think it's really fun. At least it's fun for me to make. So if you are listening out there and you want to send us either a Prices Retro list or a spot the fake list, simply DM me on Discord or Twitter and say, hey, I want to submit a list, and then I will send you instructions, because sometimes people jump the gun and they're like, here's my list, and I'm like, wait, delete it because I can't read it. We have to wait until the show, and I will give you instructions on how to give it to me so that everybody plays nice and fair. So that is that. John, anything?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I found out just one cell was off for some reason, which gave Hambone Johnny a free pass on the very last list we did. So the winner is Dan at $581.22.
Okay.
I came in second, $613.47.
Back on top, baby.
Then Hambone Johnny at $639.74. And then Sam at $658.26.
Hey, but we were all the same, so pretty close.
We were all in line too,
bad.
How I did it. And it looks like Dan had the most wins as well.
Okay. Well, that's good, reassuring. Y'all need to step it up. I'm telling you. Okay, this season isn't going to play itself. So here is the list of games to spot the fake. And you guys just let me know. Talk amongst yourselves, see which one you think is fake. So, here we go. First game is Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes. Second game is Wizard Pizza Party. Third game is Irritating Stick. Fourth game is Pepsi Invaders. So, you guys let me know.
I am pretty sure Pepsi Invaders is a thing.
Pepsi Man is a thing.
Which one of those games is
Pepsi
fake?
Invaders?
I think Pepsi Invaders is not a thing.
You think? I thought they did a bunch of games.
Is Pepsi Invaders like the follow-up to Pepsi Man?
I don't know. Maybe it's the prequel. That's why he's there. Don't let me throw you guys off. If you feel Pepsi Invaders is
Call
the
me
one.
crazy, but Irritating Stick sounds familiar to me.
That's the one I hope is a game that I didn't think is a game, just because it sounds amazing. That's something I would play.
Need an answer.
Irritating Stick.
You want me to read them again?
Yeah, read them one more time.
Let's do once more through. You guys can kind of put a pin in your head which one you think is fake. Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes. Wizard Pizza Party. Irritating Stick. And Pepsi Invaders. Where are y'all leaning? John, where are you leaning?
I'm still thinking Pepsi Invaders.
Okay. Sam, what about you?
I was thinking Pepsi Invaders, but now I have doubts.
Okay.
What about Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes?
I think that's too precise of a title. Like, why not grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, right?
What do you think, Sam? Beefsteak tomato?
Beefsteak tomato. I don't know.
Why don't we, instead of making you guys a team, y'all each pick one. The one you think.
I think I'm going to go the first game now.
Yeah.
The beefsteak tomato.
Okay. So John says beefsteak tomato. Sam, what do you got?
Well, I'm just gonna guess Pepsi Invaders.
Okay.
That was my gut.
And then Johnny,
I can't decide on another.
Yeah, I'm irritating stick. I think that's the one that's not real.
All right. Well, I fooled all of you. It's a wizard pizza party. Come on, guys.
Wow.
Wizard pizza party is not a thing. I wish it was a thing.
That just sounds like it would be one of those, like,
It does.
it would be one of those random games on the Switch eShop that Drew would play. It would be the next Ages of Mages.
Now, to my
I can see
knowledge,
the box art.
I made it up
in
and
my
didn't
head.
look it up. So, like, if it exists, I didn't know that at the time. Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomato is a licensed Atari 2600 game for, like, some canned food company. Irritating Stick is a PS1 game that Sam probably has to go own now. Pepsi
Probably.
Invaders is a really bizarre Atari 2600 game. It has two names. It's called Pepsi Invaders / Coke Wins. These are real games you can go buy. You could have gone and bought in the 70s and 80s for the Atari 2600. So I fooled you guys with Wizard Pizza Party.
I just looked it up. There is no Wizard Pizza. There's Pizza Party. There's no Wizard Pizza Party.
All right. Well, somebody out there make the game Wizard Pizza Party because it sounds like it should exist.
Yeah, it sounds like a Domino's game.
It would sell. You have 4 sales right here. All right. So that's the game. Congratulations, no one, because you all got it wrong. But I might just throw one of these in every week and hope we get some guests to submit them because they're super fun. I love these. Oh, man, that is our very long Price is Retro all done for now. When we come back, we're going to hit our show topic so hard. We're going to blast this show topic out of the water. We're talking Blast Corps with our good friend Hambone Johnny, and you don't want to miss it, so come right back, listen to this jam, and have a great day. Have a nice day, and then come back and then listen. Those are in that order. Listen to the song, come back, listen. Do those things. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are here. Our good friend Hambone Johnny is with us, and we're talking Blast Corps for the N64. Man, I love this game. Gosh, I'm so glad that you picked a game, Johnny, that like I love, because as soon as you said Blast Corps, I was like, that's it. That's the one. We're doing Blast Corps.
Done deal.
Yeah, easy pick for me. So before we jump into like facts and development and all that stuff, let's just talk like personal experiences. You know, if you remember getting the game, when did you get it? You know, what did you think of it? That kind of stuff. So, Johnny, why don't you go first, dude? Just tell us about getting it as a kid, or if you were a little older when you played it for the first time, and just your experience with it.
Yeah, for sure. So I think I first heard about Blast Corps in Nintendo Power, just like I got all my news at that point.
Right.
And I think it must have been, if it wasn't my third N64 game, it was definitely my first 5. So I remember coming home with Mario 64 and Shadows of the Empire with my N64 the night of. And then I think Pilot Wings and maybe Mario Kart 64 came along, for me at least. And then it was Blast Corps. It was Blast Corps was sort of my go-to single-player game. Sort of occupied this really interesting space, right? Because it was sort of N64 pre-Rumble Pack era, right? So early on game, wasn't much else to play at that point. But man, this game just totally scratches a completionist itch for me. There's so much to do, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. This might be the top 3 N64, well, top five N64 game for me, for sure.
Awesome.
So yeah, love this one.
Yeah, man. Do you have a favorite like vehicle or like favorite level you remember?
Yes. So all my favorite levels are probably all the space levels. You get sent to the moon in sort of post game. So the gravity effects up there are just like super fun. But my favorite vehicle probably is the dump truck.
What?
Only because it's the dump truck, and I'll tell you why.
Get
because
outta
all the
here.
other it is because all the other vehicles are super fun to drive. They destroy everything. All the mechs are just super overpowered in this game. But the dump truck, there's something so satisfying when you pull off the power slide and just take out like a whole row of buildings that it's like nothing else. You can shoot a rocket into a building, sure. Anybody can run a dump truck into a building. But can you power slide and take out a building and a silo and a random like thing that looks like a Lego block? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you.
block.
I hear you, but J-Bomb is where it's at with the like jetpack. Just being able to fly in that game is such an experience.
It's super cool.
And then
The verticality is super fun with that.
Yeah,
and
man.
the ground pound. You got a ground pound.
You got a ground pound. We're got a ground pound. All right, thank you, Johnny. And then John, tell us about your experience with Blast Corps. I know you're a fan.
So I didn't own Blast Corps until somewhat, well, not recently, but like in the last 5-6 years. I played it at a buddy's house quite a bit. I can't remember if it was a rented game or one that he owned. But I just remember like it was the perfect pass the controller game for buddies, like try to do the time trials or whatever, and just passing the controller, passing because I don't know, none of us were all that good at it. In fact,
It's a hard game,
It's a
especially
very
on
hard
N64. It's really
It
hard
is.
to control.
and like Johnny's talking about in game, I'm like, I don't think I ever saw the in game in that game. Like I played a bunch of it, and like I said, I wasn't ever very good. So it's definitely a lot of fun though.
I love the the controller aspect because the missions aren't all that long.
No, they're
And
quick.
Failure is always imminent. So like it's
Yeah.
very likely that you could go into and 30 seconds later your turn's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even if you're succeeding, you're in there for like tops 5 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
So it's a great pass the controller game for sure. Lacking a proper multiplayer, that's like a great way to play it. And then Sam, tell me about, have you played this game?
Yeah, just from like a pass the controller standpoint, I will say my experience there, I was still pretty young. The game wasn't really explained to me. I don't think the other kid even knew how to play it. He just wanted to blow up all the buildings. He just wanted to blow up everything.
You're halfway there.
So I don't think we made it
That's
through
the
the
game.
first level. And I was
Game's
just
called
kind of
Blast.
confused, and we kind of just played something else after that.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's a hard game.
But I definitely missed the boat on this because I didn't have an N64 until a year after it came out. So, and I was also like 5 then anyway. So I wasn't really all that aware of anything.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I certainly remember kind of like what you were saying, Sam, playing it for the first time and just being totally like, what am I supposed to do? And where is this thing going? Like, how do I know I'm just doing the right thing to like be in the path, depending on what level you're on. It can be hard to like, it's some of them are very open, so like you can kind of just get lost and not be where you're supposed to be, and like there's pretty obvious like guiding markers after I played it for a little while, but it was a rental for us when we first played it, and after that initial learning curve for me, because I would watch my big brother play it, right, and this is one of Adam's like favorite N64 games, bar none. Like he will just burn through this game and like get like gold on everything and just be insane. So watching him play it, I really learned a lot. And then when I was able to be competent at it, there's just a lot that's like so interesting and like open kind of. It's like you have your hard objective, but there's just so many little secrets and places in this game that you wouldn't expect from this kind of like just like, you know, balls to the wall destruction heavy like blow up game, where like one of my favorites is driving. So like on one of the levels, you start out driving a train, and you drive the train to like a car, and then you get out and get in the car, and you can actually like drive on the train tracks if you play your cards right, and that's kind of fun. So, and then there's one level with Sidewinder that I remember where you can kind of go underground into like these tunnels to like come up out of like some secret areas. So if you are quick with the destruction, you can actually spend some time in there like exploring, and so that became the goal then, is to get it done quickly so you could explore and find out what's outside the boundaries of your hard objective, which I guess we should explain like exactly what this game is. We kind of just blasted our way into this conversation. So Johnny, why don't you take that, just kind of tell us like from like the most basic level, what is Blast Corps, what's your objective, and what's like the gameplay like?
Yeah, sure. So Blast Corps is like an environmental puzzle game, I'd say. And the premise is that there's a loose nuclear carrier on the loose on autopilot, going on a path, and you can't stop it. And you're trying to get to the safe detonation zone. And of course, there's civilization, buildings, farms, random stuff just in its path. So whole cities, things that might be shipping containers that are probably more like Lego blocks, but they're there anyway, and they're colorful and it's fun. So there's all this stuff you just have to totally destroy, really, is your primary objective. So as you go through the game the first time, you're just trying to clear a path. When whatever sort of vehicles they give you, we talked about a dump truck, a bulldozer. The Sidewinder is this weird thing that shoots out on both sides and kind of can take out two buildings at once. And I think there's a few others. There's a whole bunch of mech suits. And whatever the game gives you, you can... And what's really cool is you can beat it any way with whatever vehicles they give you, for the most part. And then after that sort of part is done, you can go back into the level and do all these other completion bonuses. You can destroy all the buildings. You can go and find all the little, I think they're called RDUs in this game, the little like LED lights that are around the map. And there's, satellites you need to find that open up other areas and all this kinds of stuff. So that's sort of the primary objective and premise of the game. And then there's a whole bunch of side stuff that they give you with these different vehicles. It's
got kind of an interesting perspective. It is almost Grand Theft Auto 2, top down, kind of like Body Harvest style. Which I think if you had never, if you've never played Blast Corps before, that can be a little jarring to try to like, because you can't really see far ahead where you're going in this vehicle.
You can't, and the camera's awful.
No, the camera's awful, and you're a bit at the mercy of kind of like the HUD, which kind of tells you what buildings to destroy and which direction to go in. It's really the kind of thing where like once you get the hang of it and you understand the puzzle of it, you really just start to fall in love with it. Just because of how open the solutions are. Like they kind of just they present you with a series of vehicles or one vehicle at the beginning of a level, and you decide which vehicle you're going to use, how you're going to do it, where everything is. And sometimes the best thing to do is to just explore and fail the mission just so you know what's coming to do it in the best time. That was one of my strategies when I was playing it also. So Blast Corps launched in North America on March 24th, 97. It was like the year after the N64 launch, so pretty close to launch-ish.
Yeah.
And then it for 6 or 7 months.
Didn't drop for PAL regions until December. And then in Japan, it was like that same week, March of 97. And it's also available, as we mentioned earlier, on the Rare Replay, which, is totally worth it anyway. So you should own that. And then just a few kind of like fun fact development notes that I have here. The development team consisted of 4 recent graduates, so it was like all newbies in the industry, and then it expanded to up to 7, and the game's small size was credited for the ease of progression in development because it was developed in basically a year, for the whole game, which is incredibly impressive for that small of a team. Relatively simple game, but they had to program, what is it, a dozen or more different vehicles?
Yeah.
And like they all behave differently and do different things, and just crazy how a team that small on at that time current hardware made a AAA game.
Yeah, and I think there's like almost 40 levels too, which is no small amount.
Absolutely not. And like all the physics and the destruction physics and animations, and it has voice acting. It's like it's a pretty big game considering.
The voice acting is amazing.
You're just trying to impress me.
Yeah, that might be my favorite thing about this game. Oh my gosh.
Time to get moving. Try on this on for size.
I was thinking about coming on the podcast, and I was like, oh man, I wish Dan had a soundboard. What a great passive-aggressive way to segue onto a new segment.
Gotta get moving.
Time to get moving.
Yeah. I might just throw a couple of sound bites in this episode.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
We'll have to get some Ware 64 ones also.
Oh man, dude, the sound bites are so good. I gotta get a board or something. I don't even know how to do that. I'll talk to Jesse. So
rock and roll.
Yeah. So actually, the Mario Kart 64 Power Slide drift mechanic inspired Blast Corps' dump truck. That whole mechanic, which is I know you love it, but that's my least favorite vehicle. I groan every time I have to control that damn dump truck.
I don't blame you. It's hard. It's hard, but that's some of what I love about this game.
Horrible. The lead designer was the one who championed the that mechanic. Everybody else on the team was like, "This is bad. Don't do this." But
well, thank you, Martin Wakely.
Here we
Appreciate
are. Yeah,
you.
exactly, Martin. You have him to thank for that. Oh man. And then something else that I thought was interesting is that Thunderfist, who is a giant silver hulking robot who like curls up into a ball and does backflips, was designed without one arm because the developers ran out of computer memory.
I remember being very concerned about that. I was like, where's his other arm? What happened to him?
Like,
He only needs one, man.
I didn't think about it. They kind of made it work with his character because he like rolls into a ball and puts his arm out, and I mean, like, it looks cool, and I just didn't think about it. I was like, all right, Thunderfist has one arm. What else do you need? He's just one arm for smashing. Incredible.
It's good stuff.
And then finally, we have Blast Corps' Japanese and American quality assurance teams later competed to push the levels to their limits, which resulted in the game's platinum level objectives, which are apparently impossible.
It's like hell mode.
Horrible.
Brutal.
I don't think I've gotten one ever.
I'm sure I've gotten most of them. I played this game so many times over and over and over again. I used to delete the save data just so I can do it again. That's how much I was this back in the day.
Dude, I don't blame you.
It's so good.
But yeah, let's talk vehicles. Let's talk specifics here. So we have the human character, which you're a human. You can get out of your vehicle and run around as a person. That you can't do anything but get in a vehicle, but that's a thing you can do.
I love how slow the run is. I don't know if you remember how
oh man,
like methodical your run is. It's very pronounced. It's hilarious, actually.
Agonizing. We've got Ram Dozer, who's just a bulldozer. The quintessential method of destruction. Backlash, which is your
Dump truck.
drifting dump truck, which like I wish that they had just fine-tuned the controls of this truck a little more, because I just always had such a huge problem getting this thing to like do what I needed to do. It just never worked.
Inevitably, you're going to find yourself like getting a piece of a building taken down, and then the carrier's coming, and you're just ramming into the front of it like bit by bit, like chipping away.
Right? Yeah, like
you're doing that a few times during every level, just because you're like, I'm not backing up and trying to drift this down again.
Ridiculous. We've got Ballista, which is a motorcycle that shoots missiles. Also, probably one of my favorites. Just now, the interesting thing about Ballista is I think he's the only one. He and Sideswipe, I think, are the only ones with like ammo counters.
Ammo. Yep.
Am I right about Sideswipe that there's a limited number of pushes?
You're right. Sideswipe is usually a little bit more liberal with the ammo that'll give you. Ballista is usually you're short on missiles.
But like
what I really like about go ahead. Sorry.
Once you run out of missiles, though, he's useless. He's a motorcycle.
He does nothing. Yeah. It's the worst vehicle in the game. But if you hit the gas, he'll like go into the air a little bit, and he'll like do a wheelie. And if you time the missile just right, depending on what building you're trying to shoot, if you can like shoot up if you want to, which is really interesting for some of the puzzles.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And then Sideswipe is this truck that has two like pushing. Like the side walls come off and push sideways, and that's a very specific machine for very specific levels.
Really weird.
Yeah,
it's like two speed bumps that shoot off from the side of it and just destroy things.
Well, and like I never liked those levels because you have to be pretty precise with where you do them, and you
can't be too close to the building or it won't do anything for some reason.
You're threading the needle with this truck while on the road while you're pushing sideways. We've got Skyfall, which is like a little in like a four-wheeler type thing, which also has
Doom buggy.
Yeah, Doom buggy. Yeah. Very specific mechanic where you kind of have to go off of a ramp and land on a building. And his
like
whole
fall from the sky.
Yeah, his whole thing is like boosting up those ramps, because otherwise he's kind of useless. And I don't remember if the fuel for that boost is a collectible or not.
It's not. It replenishes. You only can do like in small bursts.
Oh,
and
right.
Refills.
Okay. And then it does like the pound, 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 pound.
Yeah.
I remember the sound effect.
Yes.
Slowly bopping off. Then you have like the whole like car and truck situation where you just get in a normal car. We have the hot rod, race car, police car, and a minivan.
Minivan for the win.
But they're only useful to get you to your next destruction vehicle.
Point A to point
like,
B.
It's cool that they're in there and they're fast. Like that's what you get in for exploration.
Well, could you imagine if they weren't there and you had to run all the way to your next vehicle?
Well, just don't make everything so big. But I guess they wanted to like kind of give a Grand Theft Auto.
Just think about how many cup holders that minivan has.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A lot of cup
spoiler
holders.
on it, man.
So
some of my favorite bonus levels are the racing time trials. It's like RC Pro-Am time trials is basically what this is.
Forgot about that.
And I forget which car it is, but one of them's like the fastest. It might actually be the minivan. I think minivan is the best. But one of them's faster if you keep it on the road. Another one is sort of like all terrain. I think it's actually a racing car can go all terrain, which seems odd.
Yeah.
You'd think that would be a police car.
You would think, but yeah, I don't think it is. So yeah, those are super fun.
Those guys, yeah, I remember the racing ones being pretty fun. You just have to really get a handle. You got to get a handle on that steering, which is like top-down racing. It's
just racing, or are you still like destroying things just to clear a path?
It's like a bonus level.
It's a bonus level.
Yeah.
And the bonus level, some of them, especially those racing ones, the music is hilarious. I don't know if you guys remember the tunes on that, though. whole rest of the game, you're trying to save the world. It's very, ominous, serious nature. You get to the racing levels, and it's like banjo twanging.
Yep, banjos.
And there's like harmonica. Oh my god. It is hilarious. I'm like, what is this doing in this game? But it just, there's some things that really make you laugh out loud in this game. Like, you were talking before about moving the train. Do you remember what tells you the train is like in the right zone so you can get off and like load or unload vehicles?
I don't.
There's this big doofy face that shows up and smiles at you. Like, you're good.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
What about the levels where you're trucking around the nuclear bomb or whatever? You have to avoid everything.
Oh my gosh.
I don't
Is it the one with the TNT you're talking about? And you have to like, move around the TNT? Oh, those can be so frustrating. If you're just like a second too late and it blows up right before you get it to its destination. Oh my god. Those are rage inducing.
So we've got your normal cars. You've got your 3 different robot suits, which is... all 3 of these are my favorites. Thunder Fist, which is the one we talked about earlier, a big silver robot with 1 arm who does like, rolls and somersaults into buildings. J-Bomb, which is my personal favorite because you can fly. Flying in this game is quite enjoyable. I just have to say, the exploration with the flying is what's up. You blast off into the sky, you do a ground pound and smash down into buildings. Probably the most effective way to destroy anything, I would think. And then you have Cyclone Suit, which kind of does like a
back handspring.
Yeah, he does like kind of like a backhand, and he's really effective. I mean, all the robots are kind of OP in this game, for sure.
I find it weird when you look at Thunder Fist and Cyclone Suit, they look very similar. But yet they were able to render an arm for the Cyclone Suit. Like they both have the really big right hand, but Cyclone Suit gets another hand.
It almost looks like the right hand of Cyclone Suit is just a reskin of Thunder Fist's hand. It looks very similar.
It's pretty much the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I like how they had enough memory to give him a hand. But Thunder Fist, you get 1.
Well, you know what? I'm sure they could have figured it out, but at that point, Thunder Fist had his own personality, and they didn't want to take that away. Otherwise, it's just a silver Cyclone Suit. Oh, and of course, you have your bonus land-based vehicles. You have a crane, where these are like traversal based things. Where you have a crane where you drive your car onto the crane lift and then pick up your car and put it somewhere else. You have the train where you drive your vehicle onto the back of the train, drive the train to where you're going, and the boat, which is, again, drive your vehicle onto the boat, drive the boat where it needs to go. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but at the time, it was just cool to have these vehicle options and to be like, oh, I'm driving a train now. I can go forward and backwards and toot my horn. There we go. And that is all of the vehicles. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 controllable vehicles. And then as we talked about earlier, as Johnny mentioned, once you beat the game, you have the post game, which is like bonkers gravity where you're doing stuff on the moon now. And that honestly, I think you're right. I think that's like the most fun in the game.
Yeah, because at that point you've mastered the physics. You know how to do the side swipes with the dump truck, and now it's like, hey, now you're on the moon. Go have fun. You're on the moon. I don't know why. And then you go to Venus and Neptune, and not all the planets, but some of them.
Just those.
Just the important ones.
Just those. They're like,
is the gravity different on each planet?
I don't think so. I just think that there's like,
that would be really cool.
It's basically moon gravity everywhere from what I remember.
Not scientifically accurate.
Not very accurate.
Yeah.
But
sorry, Sam.
No.
Well,
that's okay. Well, there's also no dump trucks on the moon either, so you kind of just have to go with it.
If you don't like inaccuracies, don't look at the plot of this game. If you don't like inaccuracies, don't look at the plot of this game. So, to wrap things up here, Blast Corps is such a unique game. I honestly can't think of anything even close to like it. I mean, it's an experience wholly unique, just like the whole destruction puzzle situation. So like final thoughts, you guys, final thoughts on Blast Corps. Let's go around the horn here and do some final thoughts. John, what's your final thought on Blast Corps?
I need to go back and play it. Like, all this talk about it makes me remember that I need to put more time into it. And that now that I'm better at games, could probably make it a little bit further into it. This one isn't coming into the NSO app, is it?
We don't know.
Not yet.
Or, I mean, it wasn't one of the ones listed.
Not
Not
listed.
announced yet.
At least we know Banjo is coming, so
That's what I'm saying,
games
it's
aren't
possible.
entirely off the table.
Well, it's a cheap cartridge, guys. If you spend $20,
It's like $10.
Yeah,
Or
15,
something
20.
like that.
It's so cheap. So it's 100% worth
Yeah,
owning.
assuming you already have an N64.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
What I'm saying is this game, like, Rare's not doing anything with this title whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
there was more done with Banjo and stuff. This one should definitely come at some point.
This is going to be one of those obscure games where it's like, oh, we have Blast Corps, but we don't have like whatever I want thing people can complain on Twitter about. Sam, final
I
thoughts
think it
on Blast
fits.
Corps?
I am ashamed I don't have Blast Corps and haven't really played it since very hazy memories of the 90s.
Well, it's time.
So I'll need to correct that, I guess.
It's time, Sam. This is a game.
It is time. You'll have fun. It's a guaranteed fun.
Johnny,
Is this game.
Jesus,
when are we getting...
24 years old.
Yeah, it's old. When are we getting Blast Corps 2?
Never, unfortunately.
Just
There will never be another game like this. I
Took
was
like 19
trying to
years to get a Metroid sequel. This one's next.
Yeah, we'll all be long gone by the time Blast Corps 2 comes out.
You know who's going to make it is an indie. Spiritual
Please,
successor.
if someone is out there listening, please. I love this game so much. It's just like perfect fun for me. The puzzles I love the puzzles, but going back and finding every nook and cranny in this game is, I think, really where the fun is. And getting that gold medal, or eventually getting the platinum medals. There's just a ton of content here. And yeah, it really is just the gem. Final thoughts. They should have put Thunder Fist in Diddy Kong Racing. Time to get moving.
Hold on. Is he driving
I'm
a
here for
car,
that.
or do you pilot Thunderfist?
No, he's in the car. Fit him in there. He's fine.
Little Thunderfist?
Or they
A
should
little
just
Thunder Fist.
I would
dump
also
truck
accept
in.
just Diddy Kong riding on his back as he walks around.
See, that's what I want. I want a mech to be the fourth vehicle in Diddy Kong Racing. That's what I was picturing.
Yes.
Just a running
Why is-
mech. And
Why is Diddy
if you-
Kong
if
not
you-
in Blast Corps with his with his jetpack and his coconut guns?
If you get
This is-
3 red balloons in a row, he grows his second arm.
whoa. Then it's all over for that pig or whatever. Elephant, whatever the boss is. in Diddy Kong
Whiz Pig.
Racing. That's the one.
Wizpig, yeah.
That's right. Whiz Pig Pizza Party.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's
he
it.
he doesn't have his own pizza party game though.
Oh,
that's-
man.
that's
Pumping
the-
out the ideas tonight, guys.
Guys, I hope all the developers are listening, because this is where it's happening. Yeah, replace J-Bomb with Diddy Kong and his jetpack. Let's do that. And
Yep.
then Thunderfist can be Donkey Kong. You know, Dixie can be Cyclone Suit. It lines up
It works. It's
yeah,
perfect.
for sure.
You never actually don't know who's powering this. these suits.
Blast
Could be
Country.
them.
Blast Country. Yes. Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's
John.
a
Sign me up.
2D platformer with all the mechs from Blast Corps instead of Donkey Kong characters.
John coming
Oh my
through.
gosh.
That is a mod that I would play.
Let's do.
I would play.
I'll buy 2.
Yeah, I'll buy one to save, one to play. All right, well, wrapping up this conversation about Blast Corps, which was a blast. Thank you guys for listening. If there's a game that you love that you want us to talk about, you could submit that to me. I'm happy to take that from you. But for now, let's take a little break. And when we come back, we've got a plethora of community couch questions for you. So come right back. Come hang out with us on the couch, and we'll see you guys in a minute. We're back. We are sitting. We're hanging out on the community couch. It's a nice dark blue couch, plush. Tonight I am actually drinking a tab. Got a tab. Got a drink in a tab. How about you, John? What are you drinking on the community couch tonight?
Water. Water for me.
Okay, just water for John.
I'm boring.
He's trying to get better. He's not feeling well. Sam, how about you, man? What do you got? What's in your cup?
I got black tea tonight.
Black tea. Back with the tea. And then Johnny, what are you drinking?
E-cast. Green tea.
Green tea. Okay. I'm the only one with an imaginary drink tonight, I guess. It's fine.
Tab.
Not actually drinking tab. It was just for the couch, but here we are. It's got cup holders. So you got to use the cup holders. Our first question tonight comes to us from community member Fight Crab Fanatic, who just loves to throw those questions into the couch, and we love him for it. In the spirit of the last episode, please give a hot take on the following Sunday comic characters. Okay. A, Dennis the Menace. What do you guys think? Thumbs up or thumbs down, Dennis the Menace? I'm not. I'm going thumbs down, Dennis the Menace.
That's a no.
What do you think, Sam?
Thumbs down.
Yeah, 4 thumbs down for Dennis the Menace. I don't get it. It's fine.
My grandfather think that's funny. That's my hot take. It's old person humor.
Billy from Family Circus. I got to give thumbs up to Family Circus.
I'm a fan of Family Circus. Yeah. It's wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember Family Circus.
Yeah, I'm not.
It was always in like a circle.
I haven't
right? It was like a one pane.
I haven't looked at a newspaper in like 10 years.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody has.
That's a thing. Bucky from Get Fuzzy. This is one that I have no reference for.
I have no clue.
I had to look this one up. And when I looked it up, I recognized it. This seems like Garfield if Garfield was good. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up because some of it was funny.
All right, maybe I'll check it out. Get Fuzzy.
There's no lasagna. So we're off to a good start.
And we're
Oh, I have seen this before. I just looked it up now.
Yeah. So thumbs up or thumbs down, Sam?
I guess thumbs up.
All right, okay.
I don't know. I don't have any beef with it.
Get Fuzzy's getting
or lasagna.
How about Dick Tracy?
The live action.
Dick Tracy's the man.
The comic, the comic strip. Yeah, I don't mind Dick Tracy as a character. I never read his comics. But I have no Johnny. No to Dick Tracy.
No Dick Tracy. My hot take is my grandfather wants to be Dick Tracy.
Man,
that's what it is.
No love for your grandfather tonight, I guess.
A ton. It's just different tastes.
Yeah,
he doesn't like Blastcore, so what am I going to say?
Oh man, screw that guy. All right, Flightsy coming in with our next question. Community couch question is what could possibly go wrong? Just guys, just don't spill on the couch. Okay.
I think we found out that when John was gone that I killed the ghost and Dan declared all-out war on Garfield. So, I mean, what else could go wrong?
Is that worst case scenario? Because I feel like having to rent an imaginary upholstery cleaner to clean this couch after you guys spill tea all over it is the worst case scenario. That's what I don't want to happen.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I think it just means I can't take any more shows off because you guys go crazy.
You should have been there to rein me in.
John.
John, I don't know where I was going with this Garfield nonsense, but apparently I hate Garfield. I didn't know that was in me. There it is. Good.
Did you know Garfield and Friends, like the TV show?
It's I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't choose to watch it. I'd change the channel.
Okay, I will admit, with Garfield and Friends, I did like the other half of the cartoon better with the farm animals.
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
come on, man.
You never stuck around long enough to see
No,
it.
I guess not.
There's like a duck that had a floaty around his waist that had a duck head, and every time his head would move, the little duck head would move.
I remember that.
This sounds awesome. How did I miss
you
this?
have to watch it.
It's Garfield without Garfield. All right, I'm gonna go.
It's Garfield and Friends.
I'm gonna go look it up. The friends are the farm animals. I'm gonna go look it up.
It's got Sheldon. He's a egg, I think, or no, he's the chicken. And there's one that's just an egg that has feet popped out of it because it hasn't hatched all the way.
It just stays an egg.
Yeah, he's just an egg.
See,
So much more imaginative.
This is way more interesting than anything Garfield ever did. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that is better, but it was part of that show.
Unfortunately, I'm here for that. I also would have watched Heathcliff all day long. Heathcliff is what's up. That theme song gets stuck in your head too. So that's what could possibly go wrong, Flightsy. Fight Crab Fanatic is back again. Real community couch question. If your dad just came from Toys R Us in 1995 and he brought one system, what would you get most excited for? And here's the 4 choices. 32X, a 3DO, a TurboGrafx CD, Jaguar CD.
No Virtual Boy on this list.
No, because that's the obvious choice. Of these 4.
Is it though?
Sam's like, I don't know.
I think I would go for the 32X Sega CD combo. I
think that's my answer too. Just because
right now I'm actually
really
thinking the
exposed.
TurboGrafx.
Oh, it's your
Well, it's
TurboGrafx?
Hey, I mean, like even to this day, I'm still hoping that one day I'll be able to buy a TurboGrafx Mini for retail price, not scalper
Well, this
price.
is the CD or
Just the CD,
the attachment.
or is this the Duo with the both?
Let's assume you're getting what you need to actually play the games.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. I've always been kind of interested in the TurboGrafx.
It's a great system. I just don't.
I mean, like I've played literally one TurboGrafx game, and it was Military Madness.
Yeah, that's my
it's
thing.
Awesome.
That's my thing.
Because it's basically Advance Wars.
I'm sure TurboGrafx would be good, but I've never played enough of it. I'd want something that I'm familiar with. You know.
Could you imagine in '95, like if you didn't already own a Genesis, and you were having to buy a Genesis, a 32X, and a Sega CD?
You're like $800 in the hole, man.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like $800.
Or
just to play like a handful of games.
Take that $800 to go buy a 3DO.
Yeah.
Or just wait for the Dreamcast.
That's 4 years. I'm buying an N64 next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go tell
If you
Dad.
can find one. That was
Buy a
tough.
Virtual Boy,
Those were
man.
tough to find.
Yeah, true that.
Probably buy 2 Virtual Boys.
That's a good question, Fight
in
Crab.
95.
Yeah, that was
For
fun.
that. Yeah, for real. Our next question comes from community member Oops. That's his name. He says, best gaming music to work out with. I run with music from Shovel Knight and the battle themes from Final Fantasy games. That's some good suggestions.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest battle music.
I feel like the correct answer here is Punch Out.
Yeah.
A good one.
Maybe a little too obvious. There aren't really enough tracks, but
So I'm now, y'all know I'm
Battletoads.
I'm not the biggest Castlevania guy, but is Castlevania the one that goes da 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 da?
yep, that's Castlevania.
Yeah, that
Yep.
song, just that song. That song gets me pumped.
Gotta have the Battletoads. It had a lot of different music tracks.
Oh yeah,
Kind of upbeat.
and then when you stop running, it goes.
That's pause. That's the pause screen music. It's
Yeah, I know.
awesome.
When you stop running, that happens.
I'll do a quick shout out for Hades.
Oh yeah,
Hades
Yeah.
soundtrack is
Well,
amazing.
that's basically just like a heavy metal album.
That's what's up, though.
Those bass
I mean,
riffs are so
anything
awesome.
Mega Man works, as always.
This is gonna sound weird, but I think the Mario 2 soundtrack, which is of the vintage Mario games, is my favorite soundtrack. Those songs just stay in my head, you know.
Could you run to the Mario 64 like the theme from Bomb Bomb.
That's like
You're racing the turtle.
That's like a swing time, you know. That's like a
You're racing the turtle in that.
Oh man, a couple other good ones would be like Cyber Shadow, or The Messenger. Those are some good soundtracks there.
So wait, John, would you run to the song that it plays when you race the turtle?
That's what I was saying.
It's got that banjo in the background.
Only if it did the sort of the goal success at the end.
Heck yeah.
When you got off the treadmill or something.
That's good stuff.
What's it? Is it Katana Zero? That would be a good one too. Mm-hmm. It's got good music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. And I work out to like very specific music, so I wouldn't be able to actually use video game music. It has to be specific. But I like the suggestions. Last but not least this week, guys, we have our friend Seth coming back again, hitting us with a question. He says, so I know this is super last minute, and I would totally understand if it's too late to make it into the show. It's not. However, today is the 20th anniversary of the OG Xbox. We did our OG Xbox episode last week. So I was early, I guess. So naturally, your boy is here to talk about Jet Set Radio Future. So the question is, have any of y'all ever played a game that you felt like you connected with deeply after playing it? I don't even mean emotionally necessarily, like the game was made specifically for you, your vibes, your interests, even if you don't know it. I didn't play Jet Grind Radio when it first came out for the Dreamcast. So playing Jet Set Radio Future was like a tidal wave of vibrancy and energy that I was immediately resonating with. The world of Tokyo To, the music, the attitude was 100% what I was looking for and didn't even know it. So again, the question is, have you played a game that you felt like you connected with deeply after playing it? And I need a second to think about that, because that's a question. My immediate answer is Star Fox 64. That game is it's the perfect Nintendo 64 game, because there's no like BS in Star Fox 64. You're on rails, you shoot the things, you pilot the thing, and that's it. Like it does what it set out to do, like flawlessly. I love the character of Star Fox. I love sci-fi. You know, that game just fires on all cylinders for me. So I used to wake up early from school every day to beat it before school. I would wake up an hour early and beat it every day. So I would probably say Star Fox 64 is my first choice. You guys, what do you guys have?
Kind of weird, but I think Tony Hawk for me.
Yeah, I was going to say that, John.
Relatable.
Yeah, I think that just hit at the right time. Hit at the right time for our age. Tony Hawk 2 specifically, I think that's the one where really special to me at that time.
Yeah,
played the first one. I got it for Christmas.
Our music podcast Retro Groove did a whole episode on the music of Tony Hawk games. Really fascinating episode. I recommend guys checking that one out. Retro Groove. What about you, Sam? Anything popping?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure if I understand the question. Like something that you didn't think would click but did, or
no, just a game that you connected with deeply. Just it just meant a lot to you, but you didn't know that it would happen. That, you know, I don't know. Like,
well, because I think like something like, you know, just, you know, it aligns with my interests. Because usually I'm drawn to games based on just like, I think it's an interesting mechanic, sure, or interesting themes or whatever, but that's like, that doesn't seem to be what he's talking about exactly. So yeah,
just maybe you unexpectedly were very connected to a game after you started it.
I think especially from that angle of like unexpected, I would say the World Ends With You on the DS. I'm not even sure what made me pick that game up, but definitely I was not like super into like anime, J-pop, hip hop aesthetic that it was pushing, but I was fine with it. I was cool. I thought it was cool. And it is one that did hit me at a good time in life to play through that story. It's actually funny because you read reviews of it and everyone's like, Neku is such a garbage main character. He's the worst because he's just an antisocial jerk. And I'm like, well, I played that game when I was a teenager and I was an antisocial jerk. So
Perfect.
It was great.
Perfect. That's great.
Thought you might say Scribble Knots.
Oh yeah.
Scribblenauts is one too. Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing is like, cause like that's one that I mean, that one clicked before I even played the game. Cause I was just like, oh yeah, this game is about something that I think will be, you know, even to the point like some of those other games like Splatoon where like I could tell like this was going to be big for me just from that first like demonstration of the actual gameplay.
That was like me with Splatoon 2. Another game for me that just totally came out of left field for me was Borderlands. And it hit me in a time in my life where I was single and I just didn't have any aspirations and was just kind of struggling with life in general. And I like first person shooters and I like RPGs and I like looters, but I'm not like obsessed with any of those genres. But Borderlands kind of like made everything work in a way that just kind of hit right, you know, and the humor hit right and it was visceral and I was good at it. And I just kind of like needed Borderlands in my life in that moment. So, and you could put 300 hours into Borderlands and easy, you know, and I had all the time in the world. So it was the right time, right game, right genre, done well enough for me to be obsessed with for a period of my life. And now it's one of my favorite series of all time. But yeah, first time playing it super came out of left field for me. I don't even know where I got it. Like the cover didn't do anything for me. It was just like, maybe it was given to me. I literally don't know where I got it, but there it is.
From a much less surprising standpoint, just a game because I didn't really know about it and discovered recently. And I've actually been playing this. I think I forgot to mention. I'd been playing some more Front Mission on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
And that's just like, oh, of course I would like this because it's a strategy RPG with mechs. And it's just like, check those boxes. Strategy, RPG, mechs. Done.
John,
it's time travel.
Great.
Johns, anything from you guys? Anything else from you guys? From the Johns?
Nothing else from me.
All right.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
good. That was the
Cool.
one that jumped out to me.
Great question, Seth. Thanks again, dude. Seth is always a good friend of the show. We appreciate him and his podcast. Go check them out. All N podcast. That it just about wraps up the show, you guys. Before we bust out of here, Johnny, once again, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on the internet and what you've been up to?
Yeah, so Hambone Johnny over on Twitch and Twitter, streaming a couple times a week. Got some Forza lined up for later this week, and then plan on streaming some Pokemon, Shining something, Brilliant something else, which one I choose. That is on the docket for next week.
Okay,
Come check me out if you can.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Y'all go check him out. Please go give him a follow and a sub and all that stuff. And Twitter too. That being said, John, anything else from you?
No, I think I'm good, man.
Good.
It was just good to be back.
Glad to be back. Glad to have you back. Your presence was welcome and needed, necessary. I feel whole again, honestly. Sam, anything else from you, man?
No.
You gonna go buy annoying stick now? Irritating stick?
I feel like I should probably buy Blast Core before I buy Irritating Stick.
I mean,
You need to.
Blast Core will be around
Both.
forever. Yeah, why not?
Both, right?
Blast score is pretty
Irritating
cheap.
Stick won't.
I don't know. That,
Oh, no,
that
that
seems
was-
like one of those games that's going to shoot up in price for no good reason.
It's because of us. We make it happen, right?
That's true. It's very true.
Brought the price of Plock up like $9 since last year.
We did.
We'll have to figure out how to develop the Wizard Pizza Party.
And Mischief Makers, too. We bumped that price up, too. Yeah, Wizard Pizza Party. Let's get Wizard Pizza Party made. I'm going to make a Wizard Pizza Party graphic for a t-shirt or something. So, all that being said, thanks for listening to the RetroLogic podcast. We are proudly part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. If you like what you hear, check me out on Twitter and on Twitch at RetroLogic Games. You're also welcome to jump into our friendly and 100% non-toxic Discord community. The link to that is in my Twitter bio. You can also find all of the RetroLogic things. We've got a really awesome blog written by our good friend Sam here. We've got the community. We've got a merch store where you can get fair trade fabric t-shirts. You can support cotton growers in Haiti and an American business. If you care about any of that, that's how I source my t-shirts. And some really cool stickers. All of that is found at the website retrologic.games. So go there, check it all out. And that's it for us. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye now.
See ya.
Bye.
Wizard Pizza Party.
I can honestly see that. That needs to be a thing. It's like an NES game. There's a wizard on the box cover. It's purple. Pizza. There's a wizard like this and his staff in the other hand. I can see it. Like,
I don't know how we all three picked a game that was real.
Real. Yeah, I know, right?
All three of us.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. I love how that worked out.
Price charting has irritating stick at $37.94 complete in box.
I fully expect you to buy that before we close tonight.
Mercari, right there.
$16.99 loose.
For what?
Irritating stick.
Oh my god.
I was fairly certain that I've heard of that game.
So was I. That's why I didn't pick that one.
I may have gone
like,
to
that sounds familiar.
No, Dan, that was perfect. Honestly, that might be my new favorite segment.
That makes it fun.
Just because it's so ridiculous.
I love it.
It's a great way to just learn about games that you didn't know exist, too.
They're kind of hard to look up.
I think it's awesome. I think I might try to come up with one next week.
You can't just Google like weird sounding games. You have to like kind of like go down a list and pick weird stuff.
Search the Atari. There's lots of weird names for games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like you kind of can't do like N64 because there's only like 300 games and we know all of them. So.
Oh, it's our era of gaming. Yeah. So.
All right. Cashews are in my tummy.
I love cashews. You go salted or unsalted?
Salted.
Yeah.
The flavor of I like the texture of a cashew, but the flavor of a cashew is
leave something. You need something to help it along.
Need something. Yeah.
A cleanser.
I love spicy. I'll do some spicy nuts sometimes. Welcome to Spice Logic. Nut Logic.
Spicy nuts.
Spicy Nut Logic. Okay. Let's come back. Do some blastcore.